How do you deal with rejection and revisions as a music composer? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? This is Melin, music composer for the screen, helping you to build a music business that supports your family. Today we're hanging out in downtown historic Duluth, Georgia. I have no idea what this place is known for, but it's really pretty. So let's make a video. Let's go. If you've ever written custom music for a film, TV show, video game, or podcast project, then you understand the pain and frustration of when you pour your heart and soul into a piece of music and then you hear those two cringing words from the creative team: try again. Sometimes this means you get a second shot and you get to revise the track, improve the track, make it better. But other times you get complete rejection, and that could even lead to you being fired from the project and the team moving on with someone else. Criticism is really hard to receive. It almost always feels like a personal attack. So what can we do about this? Well, here are 3 ways that you can reduce the number of revisions with your clients, or to even remove them completely. The first and most important way to reduce the number of revisions is to ask for reference tracks. When a client first hires you to write music for their project, it's really tempting to just sit down, start writing whatever you're inspired by, trying to capture that lightning in a bottle moment. But I can tell you from experience that that is the quickest way to get a bunch of revision notes from your client. Why? Because anytime that you jump headfirst without notes and without reference tracks, you're setting yourself up for disaster. You don't have direction. It's 12, so we're gonna be here a while. Remember why you're hired in the first place. You are here to elevate your client's story, not to pump your music at full blast in front of someone's face. To avoid this headache, ask for reference tracks. I recommend 3 because 3 is the smallest number that you can ask for and still have an average. This allows you the opportunity to jot down notes for things such as tempo, meter, key signature, and a host of other things like instrumentation that allow you to make some sort of distinction about what it is your client is actually asking for. Because at the end of the day, your client may or may not speak the musical terms like us. So what they're really trying to do is to convey a mood or an emotion. And so your job is to listen to those reference tracks, make notes about what makes them the same and what makes them different. Because this is going to allow you to, on your first try, write a piece of music that actually matches the client's vision. A second way to reduce the number of revisions for your clients is to write demo tracks. So the reason this matters so much is most composers have a tendency to write a piece of music using the specs and using the brief from the team. But the danger with just writing one is you might pour hours and hours or even days or weeks into this piece of music, and you might have poured everything into it, and as soon as you send it to the team, they give you that awful rejection, or they ask for a revision because it wasn't exactly what they had in mind. So my suggestion is instead to write multiple small demos. So instead of sending one large finished track, send maybe 2 or 3 small little 20-second or 30-second clips that have slightly different variances among them. So for example, if you know from your reference tracks that you need to write with strings, piano at a BPM of 120, and you already know all those elements, try writing 3 separate demo tracks that use those exact same instruments, the exact same style, but maybe choosing different chords or a different melody. It will allow you to offer multiple options to your client. And what makes this really, really cool and saves you a lot of time down the line is as soon as you give your client these options, they are forced to make a decision. Decisions save so much time because your client now has to affirm which of your tracks they actually like. So they're having to choose between 3 instead of just rejecting one or having to deal with one. They feel so pampered in this moment because they get to choose which one they like best. So this gives you 2 vital pieces of information. It tells you, number 1, which of these tracks they love the most and which type of style or harmonic language that you should continue writing with. And number 2, it gives you the valuable information of what they don't like, things that you should avoid. So you can imagine how this instantly reduces the number of revisions because you now know what they like and don't like. Yeah. At least that, I don't even know, leaf blower or saw is in tune, right? It's perfectly on pitch with our background music. As composers, we have a tendency to pretend like we live on an island. We love to isolate ourselves, and it's really hard to ask for help. I know in my journey, probably the first 10 years or so of my composition career, I never asked for help. I did everything myself. And I was basically shooting myself in the foot because yes, I was doing my best work and giving my clients the very best I could do. But what if I had had other composers giving their opinions and their feedback on my music? It would have been so much better, and I would have saved so much time and cut out so many revisions and rejected tracks. It's just crazy why we don't communicate with other composers. So my encouragement to you is to find a community of composers that you can ask for feedback on your music. That way, when you send your music to your clients, it's the best it can be. Not just your best, but the community best. In recent years, I've brought on assistant composers to my team for this very reason. Sometimes, yes, they write additional music and sometimes we bounce ideas back and forth, but really the most valuable thing about having other composers is they give their feedback. They have fresh ears. They haven't been listening to your track all day. They might just listen to it once and they might immediately recognize a certain instrument that might be out of tune, or they might have a suggestion of something to change about it. And ultimately that feedback helps spur us on. And I know in my life, it's been an invaluable addition to my team to have people who help in that way. So if you do not have a community of your own to share your music with other composers, I highly encourage you to come jump into the Screen Music Academy. We have a Facebook group and a Discord server, links in the description below. So what should you do if you follow all 3 of these tips and you still get asked for revisions or your track is rejected? Well, do it anyway. Do it with a smile. We have to remember that even though we are in the music business, we're really in the people business. People hire you not just for your music. They hire you because they want the experience of working with you. They want to work with someone who's pleasant. The reason I get hired time and time again by the same repeat clients, it's not because of my music. It's because of the experience of working with me. They know that I'm going to be on time. They know that it's going to be quality music. And most importantly though, they know that if they ask for a small or big change, I'm going to do it. So that really begs the question, should you charge for these revisions? Some people do, but my personal conviction is no, you really shouldn't. To me, it's not fair to charge extra for not meeting this expectation. But on the flip side, that's exactly why I can charge higher premium rates, because my clients know that when they work with me, I'm going to work until we get it right. By being a composer who's willing to put that extra work in and revise the music until it's right, you're going to build so much trust with your clients, and likely you're going to significantly reduce the number of revisions that they ask. Let's go. Ow. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video was helpful for you, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this every Wednesday. For more tips on how to grow your music business and support your family, check out my #1 Amazon best-selling book, Family First Composer, link in the description below. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, check out one of these music business rant videos to answer some of your questions about music business. See you next time.